somebody?
What's that?
Need something?
Nope.
So you don't need something?
Nope.
What are you doing?
Just taking pictures.
Okay.
What's your name, badge number?
Officer Askey, badge 043.
Okay, I'm gonna step back a little bit.
You good? Browson PD, you live here?
I live somewhere around here.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yep, just taking pictures.
Okay.
Yep. My name is not important.
Get away from our cars.
Is this public property?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's not public property.
Where's a restricted area sign?
You want to stay away from our cars.
Okay, so where's the restricted area sign?
Walk right here. Not walk around the vehicle.
I can walk around the vehicles. I can. Thank you very much. You can give me that you can give me that policy or whatever that I can't walk around the vehicles.
It's not a policy. It's government vehicles.
Okay, but
Stay away from them.
okay, I have
You don't need to walk up to the driver's.
I have every right to walk up to these vehicles.
Where's your ID at?
I don't have it. I don't have to give it to you.
You're going to give it to me.
Am I?
Yeah, you are.
Okay, what crime are you suspect me of breaking?
You're walking around our vehicles looking into them.
Okay, is
Most
this
normal people don't look into our patrol
is this
cars.
public property?
Yes, it is.
Okay,
I told you you can walk back.
I have every right to
I
be
told
here.
you to stay away from our vehicles.
And I have every right to be around your
You just
vehicle.
walked over there looking inside the car, did you not?
I did because I have a right
Give me
to.
your ID.
I do not have to.
Yes, you do.
I do not.
You just went to our vehicles and looking at them.
Your vehicle.
No person.
Alright guys, welcome back to the channel where authority meets accountability and the camera never blinks. This encounter begins quietly, almost ordinary, as a citizen stands on public property recording police vehicles. No crime, no disturbance, just observation. But within seconds, that calm moment is shattered when an officer approaches with suspicion instead of curiosity. Questions are fired immediately: what are you doing here, and what's your name? The cameraman remains calm, refusing unnecessary disclosure. He asserts he is simply taking pictures on public property. Tension begins to build as the officer tries to redirect him away from the vehicles without explaining any lawful restriction. There are no signs, no boundaries, just verbal commands. This is where the confrontation is born, not from crime, but from control clashing with constitutional rights.
Okay, well
No one's sitting.
those are police vehicles.
Not videos of vehicles.
Vehicles.
Yes.
They are
Correct.
police vehicles owned by the city.
Yes.
This is public property.
Yes.
I have every right to be on public property
Yes, you
and
do.
look in city-owned vehicles.
Let me tell you something, buddy, because I'm not lying with you.
Okay.
6 cops have been killed this week, in this month.
Okay.
And some guy walking around the parking lot recording vehicles is not. It's not normal.
Okay, well, it's not normal, but is it legal?
So what I'm
illegal?
gonna do is I'm gonna do a police report and figure out who you are.
Okay, is it illegal?
I didn't say it's illegal.
Okay, so
But it's not normal.
okay, am I being detained?
Yes, right now. you
Okay,
are.
so for what
I
crime?
need your information.
Oh yeah, I'm not giving it to you.
Okay.
You can call a supervisor out here.
30. Where do you live at?
I don't answer questions.
You don't answer questions.
No.
Okay. What are you doing recording our cars?
I'm being detained.
I already answered that question.
Okay, so I'm invoking
What's the purpose of coming
I'm
here?
invoking my-
I saw you.
Okay.
Let me finish talking.
I'm invoking my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent so I'm being detained.
Let me
Therefore, I
finish.
have nothing
Let me
else to say to
finish.
you.
I see you walking on the sidewalk, whatever, and you come in here and you start filming and looking at our cars. Why are you looking at our cars? What do you need to know about a patrol car? Sorry, I'm recording you too, buddy, right there. What's your purpose of walking around our parking lot looking at patrol cars? I know you don't want to talk. I can stand here all day, I got too sick.
What's your name and badge number again?
Already gave it to you.
Just I didn't get it.
Already gave it to you.
Okay.
Give it to you again. Already gave it to you.
Okay, well you don't have to.
Now things escalate fast. The officer's tone shifts from questioning to commanding as he demands identification and accuses the citizen of suspicious behavior. But here's the problem: no crime is identified. The cameraman calmly challenges the authority, asking the most powerful question in encounters like this: am I being detained, and for what crime? The officer struggles to justify his position, repeatedly referencing police vehicles and suspicious activity while admitting there is no direct illegality. This contradiction becomes the foundation of the entire conflict. The citizen refuses to provide ID, standing firm on constitutional grounds. What we are witnessing is not law enforcement based on evidence, but assumption-driven control. Every word spoken begins to expose the gap between authority and actual legal justification.
You don't have to.
My name.
That's fine.
Officer Askey.
That's fine. I just need to know who I need to file.
043.
Just need to know who I need to file the complaint with. That's all.
Go ahead.
For illegal detainment.
Illegal detainment?
That is correct.
Illegal detainment? Walk around looking up patrol cars.
Hey guys, so is suspicious a misdemeanor or felony?
It's a suspicious.
Okay, okay.
Particular suspicion. Why would you walk around patrol cars?
So is this public property?
It is.
Okay, so that way I have. This is public property, guys. As you can see, this is public property. There is no restricted access areas. I am being detained by this officer here on public property. There's no restricted area signs. That is public property. As you can see, I'm in all of my rights to be here, to record the cars, and this guy right here is detaining me for suspicious activity.
Walking in between our cars and looking at them and recording is suspicious.
Okay, well,
the increase of violence against us and people killing us like
wow.
So you want to film our cars and go in between them? I want to sit here and talk to you and figure out who you are.
Okay,
I'm gonna find out who you are.
Okay, well, you can say so.
Hold your camera there for 20 minutes an hour. I don't care.
Okay.
I got till 6 o'clock, buddy.
Great. Awesome. We'll be here all day.
That red dot right there, you're on camera too.
We'll be here all day, buddy.
Get a shot of that.
We'll be here all day, buddy.
Yes, we will.
You will be educated today on the First Amendment.
What's that? Freedom of speech?
Freedom of the press. Yes, sir. Well, I can record anything that I can see from a public accessible place.
You can.
That means eyes cannot be trespassed.
Figure out what you're doing.
Okay. Well, I just told you what I was doing.
Why are you looking at our car?
Because I can.
Alright guys, this is where the tension turns into a full-blown authority breakdown. The officer openly expresses frustration, referencing safety concerns and recent violence against police officers. But instead of legal reasoning, emotion takes over. He claims the behavior is not normal, yet still admits it is not illegal. That contradiction is critical. The cameraman, fully aware of his rights, continues recording and calmly states he is on public property. The officer escalates further, saying he will run a report and identify the individual regardless. At this point, the situation shifts from inquiry to intimidation. The citizen remains composed, refusing to comply with demands that lack lawful grounding. This is no longer about safety, it is about control being challenged in real time.
You plotting something?
I can.
Okay.
I can look what I want to look at.
Sergeant will be here in 1 second.
Absolutely. And then I'll be going inside to do a complaint form on you for harassment and illegal detainment.
Harassment?
Yep. You're harassing a citizen on public property, on city property.
I'm asking you why you're looking at our car.
Because I can. Because I can. I told you that.
Okay. Fine.
You don't make the laws.
No, I don't.
Exactly right.
No, I don't. You don't either.
I don't. But I can go by the laws.
You can walk wherever you want.
I sure can, and that means up to that police car if I want to.
You're staying away from my cars.
Okay. Okay. Well, we're gonna see what your sergeant has to say.
You look at my car. Look at my car. I'm standing right here.
Well, I don't have to get your permission to look at anybody's car. It's the city's car. You don't own the city.
I know I don't understand it.
Okay.
So we can play this warrior crap all you want.
Well, you call it whatever you want to call it.
Figure out what you're doing.
Okay. I've told you what I was doing. You don't like it?
Why are you filming?
Because I can.
Just because you want to?
It's my right to film.
Right.
That's right.
Why are you doing it?
Because I want to. I don't have to explain to you.
I'm pretty sure this is what you do, and you just come here to be a dick, pretty much.
Really?
To get people riled up.
Okay.
Because I'm tired of officers getting shot. I'm tired of getting ambushed. And this right here, you walking in our cars, this is going to get my wheel spin in there. Wondering what you do.
So is it illegal?
I didn't say it's illegal.
Okay.
But I'm figuring out what you're doing.
Okay, well, I've told you.
Okay. You can record all you want.
I'm going to record.
But why are you recording?
Because I want to.
Why do you want to?
Because I want to.
Why do you want to?
Because I can. How about that?
Okay.
Because I can.
How about that?
Yeah.
Why are you looking at our cars?
Because I can.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not going to stop pacing back and forth.
Really? Why?
Now the confrontation reaches a critical legal point. The cameraman begins asserting First Amendment rights clearly and confidently: freedom of press, freedom to record, and the right to be on public property. The officer continues questioning motives, repeatedly asking why he is filming. But the answer never changes, because it is lawful. The contradictions become even more visible as the officer acknowledges the legality while still trying to justify interference. The citizen explains that public space includes public observation, including vehicles in plain view. At this stage, the balance begins to shift. The officer's control weakens as constitutional language replaces emotional enforcement. This is where documentation becomes defense, and calm knowledge becomes stronger than authority pressure.
I have a right to pay, so I'm not under arrest, am I?
No, you're not.
Am I? So we've already got it that I'm being detained.
Back and forth. I don't know if you're gonna take off running.
If I was going to take off running, I wouldn't be here for the last 14 minutes and 50 seconds or whatever.
Right there, you can talk to him.
Cool.
You file your complaint with him too.
I'm going to. Trust me. What's going on, Sarge?
What's up, man?
Hey. So I guess he called you out.
What's going on?
All right. So I'm here. I do First Amendment audits.
What's that?
I'm about to tell you what I do. So I go out to police departments, county buildings, city-owned buildings, county-owned buildings, and I just walk around the premises and see if I can record in public without being harassed like I have been by this guy. So I go around, I look at the cars, I go inside the building, I look at the building. It's my First Amendment right to do so. If everything's good, I go. I'm not out to cause a disturbance or problem.
Now the building today is different because we're closed.
It's still city property.
But you can't go in the building when it's closed because we are the only ones access. There's no access to
Okay, well I haven't, but I have not.
second and third.
Okay.
No, I was just letting you know.
Okay, well, I also want to file a complaint against this officer because I'm actually detained right now doing a First Amendment protected activity, and I have the tape. He's actually called me a dick and stuff like that, and I have every right to be here. This is public property.
So you come on police property and different property.
Well, it's city property.
Well, city property.
Yes.
Just to see.
Alright guys, now the situation intensifies again. The officer accuses the cameraman of provoking officers and suggests suspicious intent, even referencing officer safety concerns. But once again, no crime is established. The cameraman repeats his stance, because I can. This simple statement becomes a legal anchor. The officer attempts intimidation through presence, pacing, and verbal pressure, but the citizen remains unaffected. He continues recording and even challenges the legality of detention. Backup is hinted at, increasing tension. However, nothing changes the core issue. There is still no lawful basis for detention. The confrontation now clearly shows emotional policing versus constitutional boundaries being tested in real time.
If somebody's gonna stop you,
Yeah,
and all that.
it's because it's my First Amendment protected activity to do that.
Why would you want to?
Because, let's see, do y'all respect the First Amendment?
But I was just wondering, why would you want to put yourself in that situation?
Why not? It's actually normal. It's not illegal, is it?
No, it's not illegal.
I didn't think so.
Now, the only issue we have is looking in the police cars.
Well, but it's on public property.
It is, and it is public property. But when you start recording inside our police cars, we don't mind. You can record all you want. We just like to identify who it is. That way, we can say if something goes missing or something's taken out of that car, I can tell my boss tomorrow, hey, this is the guy that was walking around yesterday, because there's no cameras or nothing on these police cars.
Okay, well,
so that's the reason we ask to identify yourself. Especially if you're looking, I don't care. You can sit in my police car right now.
I don't want to do all of that.
I'm just saying, look at everything you have. You can sit in his. You can look at anyone you want. But the minute we don't know what you're doing it for, because unlike you're doing it for a specific reason, we do have people who do it for the criminal element also. So
in the middle of the day?
Well, you'd be surprised. People break into cars and stuff in the middle of the day.
I don't know how many people's breaking in police cars in the middle of the day, if at all, but I hear you.
Weapons got stolen on the cars.
But yeah, there's stuff in the cars that we might not like.
Well, I mean, if it's on public property and it's not in a restricted area, I can be at that car.
Yeah, I didn't say you couldn't.
Oh, he did.
I just said that I would like to identify you.
Okay.
That way.
I can go to that car. If it's in a public accessible area, I can go up to that car. It's the law.
Here comes the turning point. The sergeant arrives. Unlike the earlier officer, his tone is controlled and professional. He asks for clarification and actually listens. The cameraman explains the entire situation as a First Amendment audit, emphasizing public accountability and lawful recording. The sergeant begins to understand the issue is not criminal behavior but misunderstanding of rights. Instead of escalating, he de-escalates. This moment changes the entire atmosphere. The tension drops slightly as communication replaces confrontation. For the first time, the interaction moves toward clarity instead of control. This is where leadership begins to separate from reaction.
Get it.
But look, like I said, the only reason I would want to identify you would be for if something happened to that car. Otherwise, we do tours all the time around the field.
Okay, well, I'm going to identify myself, and they call me good citizen. How about that? Good citizen.
That doesn't work. for me.
But I'm not breaking the law, so I don't have to give you my name if I'm not breaking the law.
But you understand what I'm saying.
I understand.
Okay.
100%, but I don't have to identify myself.
In order to file a complaint on him, I would need your ID.
You actually don't. You don't. I've actually, I just filed a complaint on Winder PD for the same exact thing as this guy did. So.
And you just told him good citizen?
Yeah, of course I did.
That was the name you
Of course I did.
I can do a report.
I'm definitely not going to let you do a report for me.
You're not going to tell me to do a report.
Well, I can actually.
I'm going to do my own.
Actually, you work for me, so I can tell you what to do. I don't answer questions. So.
Look, I understand the reason you're doing your job.
Well,
all right, look, hold on.
But you have a dick over there.
Look, I understand the reason you're doing your job. But on the other hand, when you're on police property or city property,
there you go.
When you're on.
Now the legal discussion becomes the focus. The sergeant explains concerns about identification near police property, but also admits there is no crime being committed. The cameraman stands firm, stating clearly that ID is not required without reasonable suspicion of a crime. This becomes the core legal debate. The sergeant tries to justify identification for security reasons, but even he acknowledges legality is on the citizen's side. The key moment here is mutual recognition of rights, even if discomfort remains. This is where law meets policy, and policy cannot override constitutional protection. The cameraman continues asserting his rights calmly and consistently.
There you go.
Now, when you're on city property and you're doing this to entice,
absolutely not. I was actually minding my own business.
But you told me the reason you're doing this is to see if somebody does.
My rights are respected.
Okay.
Yes.
And so that's the reason we asked. Like I said, the reason we would ask somebody to be identified would be because you're walking around our cars and all that, and there's other things.
Gotcha. All right. Well.
So that's the reason.
Am I being detained though?
I didn't say you're detained.
Well, he's detained me, so just need to get that.
You were here when I pulled in.
So am I still being detained, sir?
Go.
Okay.
You don't want to tell us why?
If I'm free to go, I'm free to stay, right? Okay. All right, Sarge. You are actually professional. I definitely appreciate that.
Take it easy.
So I'm gonna get a couple more pictures and then I'm gonna get out of y'all's way.
Yes.
Alright guys, final stage, resolution. The officer's aggression fades, the sergeant maintains professionalism, and the situation slowly de-escalates. The cameraman requests to file a complaint for harassment and unlawful detention, documenting everything. Eventually, he is told he is free to go. No arrest, no charges, just a complete breakdown of initial assumptions. Before leaving, he continues calmly recording, reinforcing the message: public property is not restricted space without lawful notice. The closing lesson is clear: rights only matter when they are asserted. Without the camera, this encounter would have been very different. This is why accountability matters. This is why recording matters. And this is why knowledge of law remains the strongest defense against authority overreach.